It is 2025, which means you make New Year's resolutions. And I will just say, resolutions are made to be broken. I am not the best at keeping at resolutions, but I have had a tradition on the No Sleep for Dramas podcast. Well, not podcast, blog, but now it will be a podcast because it's a podcast episode. I've had a tradition on the blog where I make drama watching resolutions. Will I actually follow those resolutions? I don't know. We'll see in 2026. But I wanted to make this into a video because I thought it would be fun to revisit these in 2026, and maybe you guys can make your own resolutions in the comments or see what you think about my resolutions. So I actually made a list of 15, which is more than I thought I would, but we're gonna just go with it. Some of these are repeats from previous years because I seem to not be able to fulfill these resolutions, but some are new to 2025. So the first one is to limit the number of dramas I'm currently watching at one time. I've gotten better with this over the years. I used to watch like 15, 20 dramas at one time. It was overwhelming. I could never finish anything. I've gotten better. I got down to like 10. I kind of want to keep it to 6 to 8 in 2025. Maybe go up to 10 again, but I want to keep it to 6 to 8 because that way I can get dramas off my current watch list faster, I think, in my opinion, and I will just be a little more organized. Will I complete this? Will I fulfill this? I don't know, but that is my first resolution. My second one, and it kind of goes in with my first one, is I want to only watch one completed drama at a time. I watch a lot of airing Korean dramas, and then the rest of the dramas, I tend to wait until they're complete and watch them. But sometimes I start multiple completed dramas, and then I'm watching them for months at a time because I'm prioritizing the airing dramas, and they kind of have been put on the back burner. So in order to combat that and get them off my current watch list on a more regular basis, I want to watch only one completed drama, and I cannot add another one to my current watch list until I've completed that one drama. So we'll see how this goes. I'm a watcher where I watch a combination of on-air dramas and completed dramas, just so I have something to watch at all times. Next one, and I kind of want to do this because I kind of want to move the podcast and the blog in this direction, is I want to concentrate on my third resolution, is concentrate on crime and thriller dramas, no matter the country. I have found that I mean, that's my favorite genre, and I know it's not the popular genre, but I enjoy watching it, and I have found that when I highlight those dramas and genres, people tend to like that I do and have come to me because they know they'll get recommendations from me. And I want to lean into that more. I want to lean into being that person that people can come and watch or get crime drama recommendations. But also, I found that people who do like this genre do not have anybody they can go and talk to about it because crime and thriller are a genre that not a lot of people like because it sometimes is scary or gory or things like that. I want to be that place that these people can go to. And since I tend to love the genre anyway, I want to skew the topic of the podcast and the blog in that direction more. I want to concentrate on those dramas more. In that same realm, this was a resolution of last year. I watch a lot of on-air Korean dramas, which means I watch a lot of crime Korean dramas, but I tend to not watch a lot of crime dramas of other countries because I wait until they're complete, which means there's a lot in my backlog from China or Taiwan or Japan that I have not watched. So I want to watch them. I want to watch more of those, more crime dramas from other countries, because I think even within the realm of crime dramas, a lot of people watch Korean crime dramas, but have no idea what to watch from the other countries, which again, they come to me for recommendations. I need to watch these dramas to recommend them. I do not recommend dramas if I don't finish them and complete them and like them. I need to watch more of those. So resolution number 5, I need to complete more dramas in 2025. Ever since the pandemic in 2020, due to the fact that we did not go anywhere and we were isolated and holed up in our apartment, I watched a lot of dramas that year, mainly because I didn't leave my house. I never got back to that number. I don't think I'll ever get back to that number. I want to get to 100 again, which I've never gotten to actually. In 2020, I watched 91 dramas, which is the most I've ever watched in a year. But since then, it has steadily declined due to me getting out of my house more, moving, life in general. Whereas in 2024, I watched 56 dramas, which was less than 2023. I at least want to watch more dramas in 2025 than I did in 2024. Hopefully get back into the 70s. We'll have to see. But my goal is to watch more dramas in 2025 because I don't like that it keeps declining. Number 6, don't feel FOMO. I actually have gotten really good at with this, again, because I know that I watch the genre that other people don't like or don't watch or don't talk about as much, that type of thing. But I have found, in terms of, for example, Chinese dramas in 2024, there was multiple Chinese dramas. Because I don't watch Chinese dramas as they air, I got FOMO because social media was blowing up with these dramas, but I was like, I need to wait until they're complete because I know I will never catch up. I will never. It's just not enjoyable for me to watch airing Chinese dramas. That being said, though, I still felt FOMO because they were all over my social media. I have gotten better with this over the years, though, which is why I'm not watching 20 dramas at the same time. But I need to get over the idea that I need to watch all the dramas at once. And I still do feel FOMO. Even though I've been watching dramas for like 15 years, I still feel FOMO. I think everybody does at some point. And I think this also sort of goes into the podcast as well, is I want to highlight these dramas that might not be what everybody else is watching. And I get so caught up in like what is going to bring people to listen to the podcast episodes or go to my blog. Should I be watching these popular dramas when they're being talked about? And I want to get away from that. I want to watch things that I will enjoy and not really care about the numbers. And I have found, as I've gotten later in the year of 2024, I've started to care about the numbers. And that was never the purpose of the blog or the podcast. I think this always happens at the end of the year, every year. So I just put FOMO on there because I have noticed it more at the end of 2024 that I have felt FOMO, especially because there's this drama that everybody's talking about literally in the last couple weeks of December that I have wanted to watch, but I'm trying to wait until it's complete because I know I'll binge it. But I have so much FOMO from it. So, and that's the other thing is like, I know I'll like the dramas they're talking about. I just want to wait until they're done airing, which is hence the FOMO. On top of like the FOMO part, the next resolution is I want to highlight lesser known dramas. I love the comments that I've gotten on the podcast episodes, like the reviews that I've put out in 2024 of, oh my God, I'm so glad you reviewed this drama. I never have heard of it. I watched it. It's great. Or, oh my God, I can't believe somebody else is talking about this drama. I felt like I was the only person. I love those types of comments, and I love introducing dramas to people that they might have never known about the drama or watched a drama if they did not hear me talk about it, which is why I want to highlight crime dramas, because people have introduced themselves to the crime genre in 2024 due to something I may have said or just what other people have said on social media. And I think in 2024, in my opinion, crime Korean dramas really were great. And I want to highlight them, and I want to highlight those dramas more. And so my resolution is to highlight the lesser known dramas. Doesn't just have to be crime dramas, but just I built the blog and I built the podcast to highlight the lesser known dramas, to highlight the dramas that not everybody is talking about, the kind of like underrated or gems that people will eventually check out if they want more, to delve more into certain genres or countries and not just watch the popular ones you can Google, that type of thing. I want to highlight those more, and I feel like that is the purpose, and that's the reason why I created this podcast or YouTube channel or blog, whatever, however you find my content. Okay, halfway done. Number 8, I want to watch more Japanese dramas. I have found that I watch a lot of on-air Korean dramas. The second dramas I watch a lot of is Chinese. I want to watch more Japanese. I have loved all the Japanese dramas I've watched. There's many I have not watched yet, and I kind of want to dive into those, especially Japanese dramas. I think one hand of this is up until probably 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, they weren't accessible. So it was very hard to get your hands on them. As we've come into 2023, 2024, 2025, we have gotten more access to them. Have that made me watch more? No. I watched 8 Japanese dramas in 2024, which is low for me. I usually, like in 2023, I watched 8, but in 2022, I watched like 12. It depends. But I want to watch more in 2025 because I have a long list of Japanese dramas I want to watch. No matter genre, but crime drama, genre, romance, whatever. So I want to make it a goal of mine to watch more, if not a lot more, in 2025. 10 kind of goes back to what I was saying in terms of FOMO and stuff. I mean, I want to get away from the numbers in terms of podcasts, so I just want to have fun with it again and watch what I want to watch. That's my resolution. Don't really care what people listen to, interact with, talk with, whatever. Just watch what I want to watch, make videos, make podcast episodes on it, have fun with it. I'm not burnt out or anything. I just think I have concentrated on the numbers a lot in the last couple months of the year, and I think that will happen every year. So I just need to keep reminding myself of that. 3 more. Due to, like, when I said I want to watch more Japanese dramas, I have found over the years that there's certain genres I like more when it comes to the countries. So, for example, with historicals, I tend to like Chinese dramas over any other when it comes to historical genre. Or when it comes to, like, the romance, I tend to like Japanese dramas more in the romance department versus Korean or China or something. So my strategy and my resolution for 2025 is if I feel like watching a certain genre, I will go and choose that genre out of a country I know I like. So if I feel like watching a romance, I will go pick a romance Japanese drama because I think that will not make me drop as many dramas. I dropped 11 dramas in 2024, which is average for me. It's actually less since like 2020, 2021, but it's still a lot. I kind of want to get to a year where I don't drop dramas at all. But this choice of picking a genre to a country, I think will create more variety for you guys to hear about, to hear my review about, to listen, maybe introduce you to other dramas other than Korea or other than, like, hey, there's historicals in this country or so on and so forth. So it will create variety for me to talk about and for you guys to listen to, which will not make us bored. Basically. 2 more. Fulfill the podcast goals. I've almost gotten to a year of the podcast, which I am very proud of. And we got about 5,000 listens this year. My goal is to hopefully get that to 15 in 2025. That's a pretty lofty goal since we only did 5,000 in 2024. I'm hoping we'll get there. My goal is 200 subscribers with the podcast, which again is a lofty goal. I want to put this down and see if I can do it. And also, like, my YouTube goals, but those aren't really concrete because I've only started this YouTube channel like a month ago. So I want numbers to make those goals. So right now it's just to have fun, make videos, get all the podcast episodes up on here. When it comes to subscribers and whatever the numbers, I'm not gonna, unlike the podcast where I do have enough data that I can make those types of goals, with the YouTube I don't really have goals with YouTube. I basically just want to have fun. I want to experiment. I want to create different content. I want to try my hand at long form, which I'm doing right now. Like, just explore what I can do on YouTube. That's the goal of YouTube. Podcast, we have 200 subscribers and 15,000 listens, plays, whatever you call it. I want to see if I can get those. Overall, though, I just want to create content. I want to talk about dramas, have fun with it, as I always do. And hopefully, you guys can find the podcast and find the content you want. But those are my 2025 drama watching resolutions. I'm really curious what I will fulfill by the end of the year and to look back on this on 2026 and see what I have actually fulfilled and what I haven't. If you guys are curious of my past resolutions, they're all on the blog, but please write in the comments if you do this yourself, what your resolutions are. If you want to make them, please write them in the comments. I'm really curious if people actually do this for their Asian drama watching, because I've done this for the past 4 or 5 years and I always think it's fun to bring this up. So, what are your 2025 drama watching resolutions? Please let me know.